one win apiece, but this is the first time they've played in Boston since Game 7 of the conference semifinals when Jason Tatum went off, put up a Game 7 record, 51 points. He has a new running mate this season in Drew Holiday, who has fitted extremely well in Celtic green. Philly has some injuries and illnesses impacting the roster. We'll get to that in a minute. We welcome you to NBA Courtside. The Boston Celtics, one of two teams undefeated at home, and they are beating teams by 19 points per game here at TD Garden. This is an 18-point per game guy for Philadelphia. Meanwhile, Boston not short on offensive weapons. Jaylen Brown's numbers down, but coming off a 30-point game Tuesday against Chicago. Back to the studio after the break. Celtics and Sixers coming up. From Boston, we welcome you to NBA Friday, presented by State Farm. The team with the best record in the East, the Celtics at 14-4 and a perfect 8-0 at home. Welcome arch rival Philadelphia, a record of 12-6. 5-3 though on the road. Our starting lineup brought to you by Icy Hot. Joel Embiid missing his second straight game and third game of the season. Tyrese Maxey out with an illness as well. First game he's missed all year. So it will be Beverly, Morris, and Reed in the starting five with Melton and Tobias Harris. Philadelphia still without Kelly Oubre. We'll have more on that capacity a little bit later. And for the Celtics, Al Horford will start. He's been primarily coming off the bench this year, but he's in the starting five tonight with Holiday, White, Brown, and Tatum. Since we're tied 4.5 minutes in.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And at part by Old Navy.
The Celtics shoot 70% from the floor. They go 8 of 11 from 3 and put up 44 points.
This is not an easy shot. This is a great contest by Covington and Hauser. I mean, that's impressive.
Eight threes for Boston. That's how you rule the court. Brought to you by Burger King.
Well, 8 threes, but 8 for 11. I mean, it looked too easy. But they're all good shots here. Look, I mean, these are not contested threes. They're great passes. Boston's getting the shots they want, mostly open. And they're knocking them down. They're a pretty good shooting team, so it's fun to watch. You got to make it tougher on them. But, yeah, you can get a feel for that stuff. When you're a GM, you're kind of waiting. You know one way or the other if it's coming your way.
Timeout on the floor. 9 of 14 for Boston from 3.
I mean, going, attacking. Paul Reed here, right here. You watch this. Waiting for the action. Tobias Harris gets kind of caught. Could have taken a bad fadeaway jumper here. Reed sees it. His man cuts. Easy finish.
A Friday doubleheader comes your way from the Valley of the Sun with the Phoenix Suns hosting Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Denver 13-6 right now, second best record in the West, behind Minnesota. The Wolves at 14-4, tied with Boston for the best overall mark without Batum, and they have a 3-point lead on the road.
We knew that was going to happen. It's obvious. Well, you know what? This is why you watch, right? You just don't know. I mean, here's Melton taking the three here. He's been hot. I think every player's hot. Beverly, he's knocking out every three, and Morris into the half. Great way to go into halftime. Made 3 from the corner.
Welcome back to NBA Friday, presented by State Farm. The Boston Celtics tied for the best record in the NBA, but they give up 72 points in the first half to Philadelphia, and they trail by 3. Dave Pasch back with Bob Myers, Cassidy Hubbard as well. The 72 points allowed the most
by Boston in the first half of the season, and it comes against a Philly team that doesn't have Joel Embiid or Tyrese Maxey. Let's look at the guys who are going through the air, brought to you by United Airlines.
The guys that are here are playing well. I mean, in light of the absences of the two best players, you would say Beverly stepped up 7 of 8 from the field. They've got guys all over. Covington supporting off the bench, 2 of 4 from 3. And Melton's been tremendous. Melton's doing a great job. Got 16 points, doing it everywhere. And Paul Reed hasn't missed yet, 4 of 4. So keeping him in the game. 72 points on a very good defensive Boston Celtics team in the first half.
All right, number 2, Boston in NBA defensive efficiency. As we look at our first half stats brought to you by Chewy, Patrick Beverly. 16 points, Melton 16, Covington and Reed. You touched on Reed being perfect. Beverly just 1 miss, 59% shooting for Philly, 56% Boston, 12 threes for Boston, 9 for Philly. Check with Cassidy, who spoke with Celtic head coach Joe Mazzulla.
It's knocking on that door. To have a guy like Holiday in the room is tremendously valuable.
7-0 run by the Celtics, forcing the Philadelphia timeout.
NBA on ESPN. Presented all season long by State Farm is brought to you by Disney Cruise Line, where magic meets the sea.
To an end, but the 76ers have the lead severely undermanned with no Embiid, no Maxey, yet they lead in Boston, the best home team in the East, by 2.
Great shot by Holiday, the shot you want, but the crowd is here. The crowd has arrived, late arriving crowd.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's the NBA in-season semifinals in Las Vegas. The NBA Countdown Crew will get you set for the matchup starting at 4 Eastern, tip-off at 5. See all the action on ESPN and the app. Boston, Indiana, New Orleans, Sacramento, Knicks, Bucks, Phoenix.
Mismatch of Pritchard and Morris. Pritchard's so low to the ground, Morris couldn't get anything out of it.
Don't forget, we got one more game tonight on ESPN. Nikola Jokic, 2-time MVP, leads Denver into Phoenix to take on the Suns. We still have 4 minutes left, though, here in Boston. Our money moment brought to you by Chime. Derek White has been terrific again for the Celtics tonight.
Yeah, Dave, plus 17, best plus minus of anybody in the game. You can feel it when he's out there. They've had a moment where they've had to be steady. He's made the play. Like I said, he just...
Philadelphia with 1. Back to Boston in a moment. Beating Philadelphia 125 to 119. Improving to an NBA best 15-4 on the season. Philadelphia falls to 12-7. They do get 5 days off, though, before they play again. And they hope that not only Embiid and Maxey, but that Kelly Oubre will be back in the lineup as well. Denver and Phoenix coming up next for Bob Myers, Cassidy Hubbard, I'm Dave Pash saying so long from Boston, with the Celtics getting the 6-point win.